This video follows on from my previous video on creating a table from a JSON file. If you need the code from the previous video, you can get it from my GitHub site. A link to the GitHub site is in the description below. At the end of the last video, we had a table that looks like the following. What I'm going to show you in this video is how to sort our table by clicking on the column headings. Each time you click on the table heading, it toggles between ascending and descending order. Let me show you what the finished table looks like. Ascending, descending name, phone, ascending and descending, email, ascending and descending, and so on. So let's get started. Minimize this to half screen. I'm going to divide the table into table headers and table body, because when I do the table sorting, it is only the table body that will change. So I only use JavaScript to build the table body. Right, so inside the table, I'm going to put the caption. Table of users, and also I'm going to create T-head for the headers and T-body for the body. So create the THs in here, and I'm going to give them an ID, name, phone, email, address, postal, zip, postal, zip, region, country, save that. Onto the JavaScript. I'm going to change this table to T-body, because we're just going to do the T-body. So we don't need this header stuff anymore. constant get keys. I'm going to create a function called get keys, which is object.keys my data naught. So I get the first and then get keys dot for each key document dot get elements by ID key dot add event listener click array sort key. So these two lines are all about adding an event listener to table headers. When the event listener is added, we call this function array sort and give it the key. The keys being these: name, phone, email, address, postal zip, region and country. So in this line, my data naught gives me the first object in the my data array, and it passes that object to object keys, which gets the keys and gets just these keys here. I will console log out get keys so you can see what it looks like. Don't worry that the table's messed up, we'll sort that out in a minute. Alright. See? Name, phone, email, address, postal zip, region, country. So here I'm going to put a comment. Get the first object in the my data array and get the keys. Delete that now, don't need that. If you remember, in the index.html we set the IDs to the same as the keys, so that we get an array of keys with the get keys function, and then we loop through using for each, get each key, and then we select the ID using the key, and then attach an event listener to it using add event listener. And then when the event listener is clicked, it runs the array sort program and passes the key as a parameter. I'm going to put another comment here. Use the ID of the th to attach an event listener. No. To each one of the table headers. I'm going to change this to a let because we're going to be changing this. So let my values array. And I'm going to put a comment here. Convert the nested array to a string and put it in my values. Right? We don't need this anymore. Delete this. So the table we now need tbody in our HTML, and we just need the my values. That's it. Got the table back. I'm going to create an array with a single object called ascending, which I'm going to use to keep track of which table header ID I'm using for sorting. Constant ascending equals name false, phone false, email false, should be a colon, postal zip false, region false, tree false. So the next thing to do is to create the array sort function. So it's constant array sort equals key value, and for now I'm just going to do console log key value. So if I click on name, I get name, phone, email, address, postal, zip, region and country. Okay, so that's working. We're getting the key value. When I click on one of the table headers, I will need to toggle the corresponding ascending value to true. If I want to click on another table header, not only will I have to make the ascending value true, but I'll also make the previously clicked value false. So for example, if I clicked on the email header, I would have to make the ascending email true. If I then clicked on the address header, not only do I need to make the ascending address true, but I have to set ascending email back to false. The easiest way to do this is to loop through all the ascending key values and make the table header key value true and set all the rest to false. For constant key value of object dot entries ascending naught if key equals key value else so in this bit, this 4 object entries, we're going through these ascending entries and searching for the key that equals the key value parameter here. And then if we find it, I want to toggle the ascending key and sort, and else we want to ensure previous values that were set to true are set back to false. Just tidy these comments up. I'll do the else part first. Ensure previous values that were set to true are set back to false. All I do is ascending naught key equals false. Right, I've decided this doesn't need to be an array. It can be just a straightforward object. So change that to just ascending, and down here just needs to be ascending key. Makes it easier to understand. And here I'm going to go ascending key equals not ascending key. So that's toggling the value of the key that is equal to the key value. JavaScript has a sort function. If I Google JavaScript sort, the first thing I come to is the MDN website. And if I go there, if we look on this website down here, there's a compare function that goes inside the sort function. The compare function takes two parameters, A and B. The values of A and B are passed to it by the sort function, If A is less than B, it returns -1. If A is greater than B, it returns 1. And if they're both equal, then it returns 0. So the next thing we need to do is to create this compare function. So constant compare fn equals a comma b if a key value is less than b key value, return -1. If a key value is greater than b key value, return +1. Otherwise, return 0. This key here needs to be on the same line as this. It's only because of the screen wrapping that it's on the next line. The same for this key value. It goes on the same line as this and this one. So what I'm going to do is make this full screen so we can see how it is. The next thing to do is we need to check if ascending key is true. If ascending key is true, then my sorted data equals my data dot sort compare fn, else my sorted data equals my data dot sort, and we can't do minus compare fn, so we have to wrap it inside a function, because the sort program expects a function as a parameter. So we wrap it in an anonymous function, minus compare fn a comma b. This needs to have an a and b in it as well, right? So we're inverting the results of, instead of return -1, it'd be 1, and return +1, it'd be -1. So this gives us a reverse sort when ascending key is false. This should be B. So now we need to update the my values arrays with the sorted data. So my values array equals my sorted data dot map row return object dot values row dot map. So we have a nested map here. Val, and we have TD dollar val closing TD bracket. Put that on the next line. Right. Then my values to empty. So now convert the nested array to a string and put it in my values. Right. So my values arrays dot for each ARR my values plus equals inside backslashes tr dollar ARR dot join and then closing tr and then t body dot inner HTML equals my values. This should be my values array, Right, put this back to half screen and test it. Name, phone, email, address not working, postal works, region, country. So why isn't address working? It's not in ascending. So address colon false comma. Now try it. Address working. Name, phone, email, address, postal, region and country all working. Great. Right, the next thing to do is I want to create an up and down arrow which changes when you change from ascending to descending. I want to put that on all of the table headers. So go back to the index.html and inside this, I'll make this full screen again. Inside this table, first table header, I'm going to create a span dot name up, and I'm going to put in and 9650. That should be have a hash there. Hash for one, and then for the other one, name down. This is 60. So back to that. You see we've got both there at the moment, but we'll hide those later. So need to do that for all of them. I'll copy that. So it's phone, the next one, email, 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 address, postal, zip, postal, zip, region, region, country, country, right. Okay, so it's on all of them now. Okay, so now we're going to do the styles CSS. I'm going to change the table header background color because we're going to have this, when it's selected, it's going to change to red, and this color doesn't go very well with the red I've got, so I'm going to change that to #116D6F color FFF cursor is pointer. And table th span display none. So now the arrows aren't showing and the new table header color is showing. And when I mouse over the table header, the cursor changes to a pointer. So now I'm going to create a keyframe animation so that when I mouse over the table header, it scales slightly larger. This will make it really obvious that the table header is clickable. So at keyframe I'm going to call it scale th 0% transform scale 1 50% transform scale 1.1 100% transform scale 1. So it goes slightly larger and then go back to where it was. And then here I'm going to put table th hover animation scale th 0.5 seconds. So it lasts for half a second. See? The changing of the selected table header to red and making the correct ascending or descending arrows show up will be done by JavaScript. So let's go to the script.js file. Right, inside the array sort, I'm going to set span list dot for each span dot style dot display equals none. So that will hide any previously set arrows. I need to create the span list. So constant span list equals document dot query selector all and span. Because I want to select all the span elements, I've used query selector all to select all the span elements. So to set the correct arrow key, I need to go to here. If it is the ascending key, you need to go document dot get elements by class name. I'll spread this out again. That's it. By class name, and then backslash dollar key to lower case, and then dash down dot style dot display equals inline. Right, and then copy this. In the else part, change that. The only difference is this is going to be up now. So I'll make that half screen again. Right, try that. Something wrong. Reverse works, address works, postal's not working, region works, country's working, phone's working, and name's working. So something wrong with email and postal zip. This should be down, and postal zip, this should be lowercase. Okay, let's try that. Email works, address works, postal zip works, region, country, and name works. That's good. So now we've got to change the color of the table header when it's clicked on. So go back to the script file, and inside the array sort, below the span list for each, we do document dot query selector th and dot for each th dot style dot background color equals hash 116 D6F. Okay, so we are setting all these th headers to this green color just in case they have been previously clicked on and changed to red. We have to change the table header to red once we have found the correct key is equal to the key value. So if we put it just here, go document dot get element by ID key dot style dot background color equals hash CD 1818. It's in quotes. That got an error. Document query selector for each is not a function at array sort. Script.js 85.3. This needs to be query selector all. So try that. That's it. Yeah, seems to work on all of them. One last thing, I want to stop this postal zip header going on 2 lines. So I'm going to go into the styles.css and in the table td and table th I'm going to give it a min width of 120 px, max height of 10 px. That's better. The arrows go on the same line as well. Our table's looking really nice now and is completed. So that's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If so, please subscribe for more.